Hello, welcome back to Just for Today. I'm Jamal Normie.
Hey, I'm Miranda, the addict.
We're going to talk about memories, like physical memories. First thing, though, we're going to have a scripture that goes.
Philippians 4:13. I can endure all these things through the power of the one who gives me strength.
All right. So I can endure all these things through the power of the one who gives me strength. So how would you think that relates to what we're going to talk about?
Because I just want to talk about, what happened to me this week. I kind of had a moment, and so the scripture relates to it because I have strength now to endure what I experienced.
Versus in the past you didn't?
Yeah, versus that's where I want to go with this. So at work I had to run an errand, right? And this errand had me, going all the way across town, going, like I've been a homebody, so I don't like venture out very much anymore. And so, this venture, it had me, going through freeways, had me going to a part of town that, is very, what's the word I'm looking for?
Sketchy?
Yeah, sketchy, whatever you want. Yeah.
Like, I don't know what side of town.
It was like by Cashman Field, like in the homeless area. A lot of people on the streets, stuff like that. Even though you get that everywhere, but this was just compacted. And so I was just having like a flush of memories. Like, for one, if this was me, 3 years ago, and if I had a chance to like leave work early to, run an errand, my whole thing would be coordinating it around, okay, well, how can I go pick up and make it to my destination and back in time without it being suspicious? And then just going on this freeway and in the middle of traffic and just like it started to give me that anxiety feeling of like the anxiousness of having to like rush. Because before that's what I would do. I would want to like rush in and out of all this traffic to again go to my source, pick up, and that's what I was thinking. Like back then, I would go and pick up and basically hit the pipe inside my car so I can hurry up and make it home because I knew I wouldn't be able to hit it again until I went to bed that night or when the kids go to bed that night. And then just going into this area and just seeing those people. It just brought back a lot of those memories, and just like my body physically wanted to go there. Like it just had these memories of like, you get this gut feeling, you get anxious and just, I don't know, anxiety. That's all I can say. But yeah, at the same time, like I was able to like stop those feelings. I was like, wait, you're not there anymore, Miranda. Like you're not going to go pick up. You're actually leaving work and you're doing what you're supposed to be doing. There's no reason to rush. There's no reason to like, have this anxiety or, all these feelings that I was experiencing inside. But, just like a lot of memory of those days. And, but I'm not there anymore. Like I have the strength to not suppress those memories, but like work through those memories and see how far I've come and realize like I'm not there anymore.
Yeah.
It was, I don't know, it was the whole trip, front and back, it was like almost 2 hours, and like that's all I was thinking about was just how the old me was and, going on a mission just to pick up and trying to like hide what I'm doing.
Yeah, for me it's weird how, so for me it's music. It's weird, memories are weird in general, like this gravitational this thing that pulls you in. Like music puts me back to specific places and things all the time, like even as a kid, good or bad, not necessarily bad, good or bad, like remembering something that happened as a kid and all these things. Memories are crazy. It's weird that we don't have control over that too.
Yeah, it's like a sensory thing, whether it's something that you see, something that you smell, something that you hear. Like it just takes you back to a certain moment of time, whether good or bad.
And on the other end of it, for me, like I've been kind of talking to you about it, like my job, like before being a Christian and everything. Like I don't feel like it's good for me at my job, but they have me in another building. But it's like at my job, I work in a casino, and it just reminds me of going to bars and hanging out with friends and drinking and all that sort of stuff. And it's not. It's in front for me. I wasn't well. Like, what is an addict again? Like, we did it all the time. So, is that were we addicted? Like, you know what I mean? But it's like a constant flash of, this is fun. This, you used to really love this. You really love doing this. So it's like, with me not being an addict, I can only imagine some of the triggers, that you guys can have, or like how you were saying. And it just brings me back. Like, it makes me almost miss it in a way. But then I think about it, I'm like, gosh, but I wasn't really happy back then. I thought this was fun. It's my flesh that wants it. It's not it's not, my mind doesn't want it. My body, like, none of it was good for anything. So same sort of thing, but it's just funny how things can relate, addiction or not.
Yeah.
Memories are, and again, with that Get Out, what's that movie?
Inside Out.
Inside Out.
Yeah.
These memories, you think they're happy ones, and then later on they're sad, and memories are just, they can be the best thing or the worst thing. It's just how it all works.
It also got me thinking, like, when I was going on that drive and stuff, like you say, you kind of miss it. Like, that came across my mind too, but it's like, okay, I had to break it down. Like, well, what exactly am I missing?
Yeah.
Do I miss doing the drugs? Like, no. I miss having, well, that wasn't natural energy, and that wasn't natural stuff, but it's like, it's so hard for me to find natural, I don't know what's the word.
Energy? Like,
yeah,
like
or just happiness or energy, or just like willing and, excitement. It's hard for me to find that natural excitement, and I think that's where I go back and forth in my head a lot, is I relate, or I'm still stuck in this moment of like relating. It was the drugs that I was doing that gave me the feeling of like wanting to do things like decorating, for the holidays, baking cookies, making meals and doing stuff with the family. So for so long, that's all I did. And so now, I'm not saying I have to have the drugs to do that, but like, I'm just being honest. Like, there's just a void there. I don't want to say like I don't care, but it's just, it's a struggle to find that natural serotonin. I keep referring to it as serotonin, it's just, I don't know.
Yeah.
It's just, yeah, it's
the
just
devil
different.
Is a tricky thing, and he takes these things and makes you think of them as a positive,
Yeah.
But at the same time, if you're doing something that's an upper and it's making you feel energetic, it's that is hard to replace, especially now.
Yeah, and I just feel like that's a damaged part in me, and which is true scientifically. It is. Yeah. It's not that it's. I don't even know if it's still there or not, but it's just, and that's why when you use drugs, you have to use more and more and more and more to get that feeling or to get that high or whatever, because your tolerance for it. And so, just knowing that I did drugs for like 20 plus years, never did I, use my natural serotonin ever, So, I don't know. I just hope it gets better, as I progress and the years go on.
But let's think about that. So, would you, I guess there's no way of really knowing, like, because it's been so long, but it's kind of like, was this a false energy, or was it, so let's say you never did the drugs, like, would you have had the energy to do the things that you were doing anyway? You know what I mean?
Right, and so that's where, because I was so young when I started to using, whether it started with weed and then it turned into meth, I was so young, and so your mind is still developing. But again, because I had anxiety, or I didn't even know it was anxiety when I was little, but like, I was shy and introvert or whatever. And when I had my son, again, in my head, mentally, I use the drugs thinking, oh, that will give me, it suppresses my fear, my anxiety. And so from the beginning, it's always been covered up. I've never experienced the real world and experiencing the anxiety and all those feelings off of drugs up until, these past couple of years, which has been really hard. But
really hard.
Yeah, so
there's no way of knowing.
Yeah.
Like is this you, or is this because drugs obviously take a toll on your body? So, are you less than?
Well, but I definitely think I've damaged a part in me.
That's what I mean.
And I think that's where I'm struggling, to find that naturalness,
Yeah.
I'm able to overcome my fears and my anxiety in the real world now. Because of God, that goes back to the scripture, because of his power and his strength, I'm able to overcome these normal daily fears and anxiety. But it's, I don't know, now I have to think about it and pray about it, the whole feelings of the happy, the serenity, that's hard to experience.
Yeah. So the devil does, though, makes it look all shiny on the outside, and the inside, it's a beat up car. On the outside, it's all shiny, new, fresh red paint.
That's what got you looking at me ooh, I want that, and then not realizing.
That's it. Interior tore up. It has one seat. The transmission's going out. Things leaking oil. But it looks pretty on the outside.
But you lost the receipt, so you can't return.
No return.
Yeah.
But yeah, but that's also why I think too, part of it, I don't know if that's in NA or not, or in these anonymous groups where there's also a physical thing you have to do. You have to eat healthy, work out, and do all these things to...
routine. Routine is a big part. People, you have to find that routine. It gives you that comfort, and
not even just about routine, but your body's been so beat up over these things. You have to physically, there's going to be a drop in energy and things that you're damaged. You're now damaged. You have to repair or be more than what a normal person might have to do. So to counter that, so I can definitely tell even me, the days when I just have pizza for a couple days or things, I just feel like my gas, I have Circle K gas in my system versus Shell. I can feel it.
Okay.
No, gas. Like in a car. My goodness. And I know that you really thought it meant gas. That's not...
You said when you eat,
Oh my gosh. Burning gas. My body is burning... Oh my gosh. Solar power versus fossil fuels. Good grief. I meant naturally.
It's what? Did you just say that?
Oh, you kill me. I can't. But yeah.
You feel the difference in your body physically.
Yeah, physically feel a difference. But is that in NA at all, or in?
Yeah. A lot of people definitely eating healthier and exercising, meditating, yoga, stuff like that. You do feel a difference, and that's where a struggle comes into play too, because when you're doing for me, starving myself for so long, and then when you don't have that drug in you, and then you eat, and then you just eat all that. You don't, I remember at one point I got in my head to where it's it doesn't matter what I'm eating because I'm eating. So I'm feeding my body, but not realizing it's the type of food that you need to feed your body. So yeah, a lot of the fats and all that stuff, it's talked about a lot. In the group, and people recommending eating greens, help, and it's true, the greens, they do help, mentally. So yeah, it's definitely a known thing. But is it in the readings? I haven't found it in the readings yet. It's just more shared.
The people was talking about, that should definitely, that's almost
exercising
as important.
and eating right. They've talked about.
I think that should be written. That's just as important.
Yeah.
I mean, the mental and physical, it's 50-50.
Yeah.
But,
I asked you, did you turn your phone on?
I thought I did.
But yeah, so just to like recap, I had an not emotional, but you know, I had an experience this week that, you know, was it the right word, humble? I'm still trying to learn that word, humble. It humbled me, just to know, like, you know, I've overcome that, and that used to be me, and I'm still, you know, working out the tweaks in my recovery. But it was, you know, made me proud that I recognize the old me and my old experiences and comparing it to where I'm at now. And it's just like, wow, you know. Oh, and that was another thing. Like if I wasn't so far into my recovery, when you see those things, or like the whole, I remember in the beginning of my, not beginning of my recovery, but like in my active addiction, you know, you go through these phases of, okay, I want to stop. You go a few days without using, and then like opportunities like that come up, like, oh, I get to leave work early, so you decide, like, I took it as like, oh, it's meant to be, I'm supposed to go pick up, and you know, I can get it. So using those opportunities back then, it would get you back into that cycle of like continuing to use, so it was harder to like get out. So it's like you really have to want to recover and want to get clean in order to like learn how not to use those scenarios to, you know, go pick up or to continue to use.
Deep, it's so hard.
Yeah. I just remember all those times, like, that's why I would never stop.
Yeah.
It would never stop, because there's always an opportunity, and you just run with it.
Make it an opportunity. If there's a will, there's a way. Yeah, like you can see anything as an opportunity. And then on top of that, like people can sit here and say whatever, but to be a real addict, like we're all addicts. Like, when's the last time you picked up your phone? Are you on your phone right now? Like, I want to see you not use your phone for 2 days. It's impossible. Like, we're all...
It's a lifeline too, though.
No, because we didn't have cell phones when we were kids. You can be without your phone. Yeah. But people do it. People do it in order to create... this girl I work with was talking about today, like, I'm going to block everybody, blah, blah, blah. And I'm going to not use my phone, blah, 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 complaining about it. Sat her phone down. By lunchtime, she was on it again and unblocked. And like, not even looking. Like, I'm like, what are you looking at? She's like, on my email. Like, did you get new emails? There's no. But my point is, like, there's something that we all do.
It's
that we just we want to do something to feel more comfortable about. Like, we're all addicts on some sort of level.
And it's also feedback, though. Like, maybe not so much you, but you know, people like me. You constantly want that
gratification.
Yeah, that gratification. Yeah, to where if you get an email, oh, somebody's, you know, interacting with you. If you get those likes, if you want, you know, the whole, you know, liking and sharing and all that stuff. Like, it's that you want that.
Yeah, like a reinforcement. I know, but I'm just saying we're all addicts at some level. That's what my point is. Yeah. And for the people that. You know, the people that naysay or point fingers or can tell somebody to stop, you know, it's not that simple. Yeah. It really isn't. Yeah. Well, that's all the time we have for today. Leave us a comment below. Do you understand what we're saying? Do you have something that like sparks that memory? You know, how did you overcome it? Leave us a comment below. This could be the first start of a better conversation, getting everybody in the right direction. Like, share, subscribe, do all of the things, and most importantly, remember to keep coming back.
Stay clean.
Bye. Bye. Testing. Test!
Please silence yourself.
New York. Unique New York. You smack one time, I'm gonna smack in the face. I didn't take anything else right to dinner. Oh, what's that? Pray on the line and Bible study and stuff. It doesn't come to me. The same stuff comes to me.
Because you're in your physical body. You have to remove everything. Yeah, I get it. I block myself, so it's, you know. Philippians 4:13. I can endure all these things.
For me.
Hey, I'm Miranda the addict.
And wait, hold on. Nope. Time out.
Did you hit record?
Of course I hit record. I hit record every time. I've never not hit record.
Yeah.
50-50.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
Yeah. I asked you, did you turn your phone on?
I thought I did. You got anything else?